Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at CAVA. It is time for an update. Also an update was requested, so I also want to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. Now in the case of this chart, I am not focusing too much on the internal structure of this initial movement to the upside. I choose to look at it as a wave 1. It could be in 5 waves, it could be in 3 waves, but yeah, it is interpretable and it doesn't really matter. I am looking for a correction in the wave 2 now, and if that succeeds in holding, we are looking essentially for the same target to the upside. Now it would be nice to have a more clear structure where we would know if it is really a 3-wave move that has developed here or a 5-wave move. I'm personally leaning towards the 5-wave structure because of how this movement to the upside has developed also basically as a 3-wave structure. So yeah, it is probably a leading diagonal that occurred here, but that is not all bad because it has pretty much all the same chances to hold here support for wave 2 in the area between the $87 all the way down to the $42.6 level. And as long as we stay above the 78.6% retracement, we can look forward for a third wave to develop to the upside and take us to new all-time highs. Now, an ideal target for such a wave 3 based on the current low that we have in the wave 2. Now, if we push lower, we would also have to adjust the target for the third wave, but currently it is at around the $680 level at the 138.2% extension. But keep in mind, it is in the very long time frame. I'm not expecting such prices anytime soon. Now, here in the shorter time frame, in this correction in a wave 2, let me move this to the side a little. But yeah, in this correction in wave 2, we are tracking two different scenarios. One of them allows for a more direct bottom in green where we have a WXY correction, where instead of expecting, as we would in an ABC correction, a 5-wave move in the wave C, we are really only looking for an ABC structure to develop, and in that case, we could have even already completed this entire correction in the wave 2 in this green interpretation. But we also have the yellow interpretation that would really be tracking an ABC structure to the downside, where instead of really looking for an ABC within the last leg down, we are looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4th, and the 5th wave to complete this pattern. Now, so far, within this movement to the downside, we haven't reached in this supposed wave 3, the 138.2% extension, which is pretty close to the 61.8% retracement. And that rather makes me lean more towards the green scenario, where if we bottomed, that's what I would be tracking anyway. But for the yellow interpretation to still work out, we would need normally to hold below, in this case, the resistance area in a wave 4 that we would have here up to the $74 level at the 50% retracement. But in this case, especially since we haven't pushed far enough, this overlaps with the wave 1, and this does look a lot like a 5-wave move to the downside in both this wave and this wave. So I have a little bit of trouble really considering this a diagonal structure where I would allow for the wave 1 area to be overlapping with the wave 4, and in this case it would be a wave C, so it cannot really be a 5-wave move and also be a diagonal structure that is only allowed for leading diagonals, not for ending diagonals. Now, we could technically assume that maybe the structure is not too clear, and that wouldn't even be an assumption. It is in the short time frame here. We could say, okay, the structure is not clear, but this really is an ABC, and also here we have an ABC pattern. Okay, in that case, I could allow a correction in the wave 4 all the way up to the 61.8% retracement at the $78 level, and as long as we stay below that, technically we could be expecting still further continuation in the 5th wave to the downside. Now, depending on how the internal structure develops here to the upside, if we manage to push higher, because so far we only really have a few a few percentages in profit from the all-time low, or we are only 5% up. So technically this third wave is not confirmed to complete in any way. For a more clear confirmation that this third wave has completed, I would like to see a break above this high at around the $67.4 level. That would make me incline more towards a more clear bottom in this area, and then we would really explore the possibility of this fourth wave pushing higher. And for now, since we haven't even reached the 138.2% extension, if this really is a C wave unfolding to the downside, I am still inclined to believe that we could still see another low in this area to get us to that target. And besides that, what else is happening here is that we had the structural support in this area, which we did reach the very bottom of it. If you see this line, it coincides with this line here. And I do not know if we have a complete bottom in the wave 2 here also based on that, or if it is just a relief rally based on the structural support. And for now, I wouldn't really focus too much on any other details. I would mainly watch out the resistance area that we have here in yellow that would suggest further continuation to the downside. But what I also want to point out is that technically, within the green scenario at least, this entire correction could be very well complete. We could have a bottom in the wave 2, and if you remember a moment ago, I gave you a target for the third wave over the long time frame at the $680 level. So that's over, what is it, like 1000% in profit from this point. Now, long time frame, but still pretty good perspectives. And yeah, for now, I would consider that being so deep in the retracement area. If you are interested in this stock, it is not a bad time at all to buy. So these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover. And I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.